Let somebody come up in here, hit the like button, hit the subscription. We on our way to 19,000 subscribers. If I would have been more consistent, I probably would have been up to 100 subscribers, but to each his own. A few people come up in the live. Connecticut in the building. Kerry Johnson 8478, what's up? Hit the like button. Send that hype up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, it don't cost you nothing to subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 19,000 subscribers. See, I still think it's Chris Rock. Salute, salute, salute. So y'all see the caption. Did social media kill the Big Meech BMF legacy? Let's talk about it. What's going on? Carrie, what's up? Greetings, greetings. So, tell you what's going on. Go check out my man Tay Lucci interview with me. It's gonna be up soon. But yeah, so I was chilling in the crib, and I was watching some footage from Big Meech Welcome Home Party the other day at 24 Carat in Miami. I heard he owned that club. But Meech was in the club, and that wasn't a BMF atmosphere. That definitely wasn't a Big Meech atmosphere. He looked it out of place. He didn't look like he was enjoying the atmosphere he was in. He looked it out of place. Everybody around Meech was at least 20 years younger than him. They could have been his kids. In the BMF days, when I was coming up, you wouldn't even been allowed to stand that close to Meech if you wasn't a high-ranking member of BMF. And it just goes to show you, man, the triumph leaves. You ain't gonna always be the king of the jungle, because the atmosphere Meech was in the other night, it wasn't being no money thrown. You ain't seen no bottles. He can't even partake in nothing that he used to do. He can't drink, he can't smoke, can't pop pills. So him enjoying himself there, you can tell on his face that he didn't enjoy himself being there. And it comes to the realization that you have to realize that your course has your time has ran its course, as far as that image, you know what I'm saying, and that persona, because it definitely wasn't there, you know what I'm saying. And it just go to show you all the people that he put on, all the people that he helped get rich and make money. You don't see none of them around Meech. You don't see none of the J-Bos. You don't see none of the L's. You don't see None of the day one BMF members that's home. You don't see nobody. Not Blue Da Vinci, nobody. And it's kinda awkward seeing Meech in that type of atmosphere. It's definitely awkward to see him in that atmosphere. Because being around Meech in the early 2000s, if you never was in the presence of BMF in their heyday, you would totally not understand what I'm talking about. Now, if you my age and you was going to them clubs and you was going to Memorial Day weekend in Miami and you was living in Atlanta early 2000s to like '05, you definitely understand what I'm talking about far as the presence of BMF. BMF presence in Atlanta and in the United States was one of the biggest black organizations, crime organizations that is known to history. Like, I remember the time where the first time we met BMF wasn't so much of a good acquaintance because they was beefing with Jim at the time in Miami. Second time we got acquainted with BMF, we was in Miami at the Core DJs convention. Me and Shice was down there promoting the Purple City album. And they had a party called Crowbar on Sunday, BMF on Sundays at the club Crowbar. And just so happens we was out there this weekend and Blue Da Vinci had a birthday party out there. And when I tell you, we was introduced to BMF through Smack. Shout out to Smack White from URL, Smack DVD. That's my brother, and he introduced us to BMF, and you know, we went and kicked it with them. You know what I'm saying? We went to their party. They invited us to the party. We went to Crowbar, and when we first get to the party, it was cool atmosphere, you know, Miami, good 90-degree weather, beautiful women, just a beautiful atmosphere. And all I know, I was in there with some of my guys from Cleveland, the middleman, my man Mac and my man Coach at the time, and they had came out there to chill with me. And it was me and Shice, Freeway, my man Caveman, he was out there. I think he was managing Freeway at the time, and we was just kicking it in the club. And I know we was in the club for about maybe an hour and a half. Nope, 2 hours the most. And I remember the DJ just playing this sample, and it said, BMF in the building, BMF in the building, BMF in the building, BMF in the building. And I turned around, and I swear to God, it was, Crowbar is a 2-level club. So when they walked in the club, they took over the bottom floor and the top floor. So imagine a big cade of people walking in a club and they all together, and it's like a wave of water. So imagine people, you just seeing people walk in and they taking over the whole club. Top of the club, the bottom of the club, they taking over the whole club. And we looking. And at the time, I wasn't really familiar with BMF. I only was acquainted and knew who they was through us having to run in Memorial Day weekend that same year. So we kicking it. You know what I'm saying? We in the club kicking it, and they took over the whole club. They start performing. This the first night I met Young Jeezy, you know what I'm saying? He was in there, he had on all white like tracksuit with a snowman on it, with a throwback jersey with a snowman on it, the snowman chain, and I was like, yo, who the fuck is this nigga with the snowman thing? And I wound up realizing that was Young Jeezy that night. Like I said, Freeway, Bun B, Spider Loke. If you go to, you can just Google Blue Da Vinci's BMF party in Miami, and you can see the party on YouTube. They had like 30 girls with Victoria's Secret wings on, about 8 feet like span the 8 feet wings, walking around giving away condoms, money, cigars, weed, all through the party. Whole night. You couldn't buy no liquor. You can just go to the bar and get whatever you want, whether it was bottles or drinks. That's how much BMF had it. So we just partying and like I said, they took over the whole top section, the whole bottom section, the stage, all that. So it was Blue birthday party. So they in there performing all they hits, they not playing no regular club going music. Only thing they playing is Atlanta and BMF music. Anybody BMF or Jeezy or anything, I'm talking about, you ain't hear no Biggie, no Trick Daddy, no nothing. And we in Miami, no Rick, man, you're listening to BMF the whole party. And like before they came, they was playing regular music, but when they came, it was nothing but a BMF show. And they all came in with the long t-shirts on that say BMF and I'm a boss and this, that, and the third, and the towels and the magazines, the Juice magazines. And that's the first night I drunk Perrier Jouet champagne. That's the rosé with the tulips on the bottle. It's a little bit more sweeter than rosé. It's more like a sparkling wine. And we was just having the time of our life, just partying. And the next thing I know, the man that they call Big Meech, they start pointing down at me. And mind you, our section was like right near the stage. So if our section is right here, the stage is right there. So they just start pointing, smiling, or whatever. So I'm like, yo, why are they pointing at me? So Ill was like, he was like coming over. That was one of the big bosses of BMF. He was like, yo, come here. And he picked me up off my feet and put me on stage right next to Big Meech. And Big Meech put his arm around me and was like, yo, I've been watching you all day. Yo, you fire. Y'all smack had us watching the DVD in the crib all day, so I'm worried. So next thing I know, I go from just chilling with Shice and my niggas to chilling with BMF on stage, smoking, drinking Perrier Jouet, just getting familiar, rubbing elbows with the top dogs of the drug trade at the time. And I was just partying. And they kept this club open till like 6, 7 in the morning, no lie. When we left out that club, it was daybreak. And I rhymed that night too. He gave me the mic, told me to spit some bars and stuff. And me, I rhymed, Bum B, Freeway, Blue, Spider Loc, everybody that was there rhymed. Baby D, shout out to Baby D. Baby D, the whole BMF, Ooh Wee. Free Ooh Wee was there. It was like the whole BMF, the original BMF, everybody. And I had Shice's big purple city chain on that night, and Meech had 2 of his goons, escort us to our hotel where we were staying at. And after that, like, I ain't gonna lie, me and Shice probably talked about what we just seen for like 2 hours. It was like, yo, there's no way in hell that these niggas got this money like this, man. Like, god damn, like these niggas just got, they got all type of Phantoms, Lambos, Porsche trucks outside, everything, 04, 05, Lamborghini, Phantom, Rolls Royce, everything they had. Benz, truck, they had it. All black, all silver. They was coming through. So before we left the club, Meech gave me a business card. I gotta find it. It's somewhere in the crib in like a photo album. I kept his business card he gave me, and he told me to call him later on that day, and I called them, and me, Shice, and my man D-Nat. D-Nat was one of the Puff's producers for the Hitman, and we drove out there in his champagne Benz, 500 Benz, to the BMF mansion, and that shit looked like Scarface house. I swear to God. We thought we was doing something in our little Benz. Man, when we drove up, like I said, had to be over close to $1 million, maybe $1.5 million worth of cars just sitting and scattered all over. Because when you drive up in the driveway, the gate open like Scarface, and it's just Lamborghini, Phantom, Ferrari, this, that, and the third, Benz truck, Denali, this, Benz drop this, SLR, this, it was just crazy. And we go in the crib and it's just females everywhere. The most Trina was there, the most beautiful women you want to see from whatever states they was from, Atlanta, Miami, Detroit. Just man, and Meech wasn't there when we first got there. You know what I'm saying? Blue was there, and me and Blue recorded a song. I think you can Google that and find that somewhere. Uncasa and Blue Da Vinci. We recorded the song, and then after we recorded the song, we chopped it up with Big Meech for about 4 hours. Like, that man is so intelligent, and I can see why he was able to be the boss of BMF or run his section of BMF, because Meech took care of a lot of people. Meech put a lot of people on, and to see the atmosphere that he was the other night and not see not one familiar face around him is kind of crazy. Or it might be, it might be some restrictions that he can't be around the BMF or something, but that atmosphere I feel Meech should stay out the clubs and create some type of revenue, probably doing podcasting, probably putting out merchandise, writing more books, or doing seminars as far as talking about his past life, or just keep publishing books, or doing some motion pictures, or or get control over the BMF story, because the people that was around Meech in there, they was probably 5 years old, literally, when Meech was in the club doing this thing. Like, those guys sitting around Meech was looking young. Very, very young, very young. You can tell by the atmosphere, by what they had on, by what they was doing. And Meech is in there bopping his head. And Meech used to running the club. Meech used to coming in the club, running that joint, buying out all the champagne. The top athletes or rappers or celebrities can't even buy no champagne. You gotta go get champagne from Meech. He throwing. You ever seen? Yo, I'm gonna ask you this: have y'all ever seen 100,000 singles? I have. 100,000 singles. I've been to a few BMF parties where they go in there and throw 100. They come in there with garbage and Louis bags full of singles, and they throwing them all night. And when they say make it rain, it really look like it's non-stop money just dropping. That's what making it rain. When you gotta have a lot of money to make it rain. When it look in the club, it's non-stop money flying everywhere. It got to a time where I couldn't even see my feet. My feet was buried in money going to a BMF party. I done went to the King of the Jungle party, and they was dropping money out of helicopters and all that, and had lions and giraffes and all types of shit at the party, and everybody got on safari gear and army gear inside the party, and it's all you can drink, all you can eat, all you can smoke, all you can fuck, everything. It was just a different atmosphere. And I can just imagine what Meech going through mentally, not being able to partake in the life that he once did. And that's not going to do that. Being around that atmosphere is no good for him now. Meech is like 57 years old now, so I think he should find something to or create something within the BMF brand to kind of reform it and do some good by it, because the acceptance that I'm pretty sure that he wanted to feel, he didn't get when he came home. You know what I'm saying? Max B got a bigger respect and response than Big Meech, and Big Meech then put on thousands of people, hundreds of people, and getting money, and but you're not gonna always be triumph. You're not gonna always be It's not gonna be the same, man. Times has changed, man. Going to a BMF party, even a stripper, even an exotic dancer that's no Meech and been dancing for Meech since they was the BMF for the heyday, and she's like, yo, that party was whack, it was trash, it was not the energy. That's not a BMF party. That was not a welcome home Meech party. And it was like, I just feel Meech should just reevaluate what he's going through and kind of shift that into some new energy, because the energy that he's used to or what he's expecting or what he's looking for is not there, and it just makes you look out of place. You know what I'm saying? It looked like you're not gonna create another BMF. You're not. The game is over, man, and that's the harsh reality. And you know, being that when he came home in the social media, it wasn't no smartphones when Meech was home. It wasn't no smartphones. The smartest phone Meech had, I mean, probably was around out when Meech was here was probably Sidekicks. But because yeah, I remember having a Sidekick in a BMF party, so that was definitely around. But other than that, you wasn't had a bunch of parties. The club scene is dead now too. The strippers ain't making no money. The bartenders in, and they ain't even got to take off their clothes. They just wear something with their butt out, they breast propped up, long hair, good makeup on, and they get into the bag. The strippers like OG and all of them, they not in the clubs no more. They got OnlyFans. They finding some other way to promote whatever they was doing before in another way. You got to switch the hustle, and that legacy of BMF is kind of dead, man. Doing in the fact that people's or this paperwork supposed to be on Meech's name, you know, members that being supposed to been death or dishonor. Nothing that people looked up to or glorified turned out the way y'all thought it would be. Nobody would ever think BMF would be in a disarray the way it is, even though it didn't come from nothing positive, but you wouldn't think that this type of, but you can expect it being it like this, you know what I'm saying? Because times has changed. He said Meech killed his own legacy. I might have to agree with that. But yeah, man. But a person that's actually been around BMF and had conversations with Big Meech and stuff like that, yeah, that's definitely not this atmosphere. And like, and beefing with 50 or having a disagreement with 50 ain't no better. Let me tell you why. Doing business with 50 comes with a heavy price. And the price is disassociate yourself with whoever I don't rock with. And it can be your mother or your brother. If 50 has a problem with them and you want to get a bag with 50, you gonna have to stop messing with your mother. If that's the person that he doesn't have, like, if he's willing to mess with you and do some business, but it's like you can't talk to your mother, you can't bring it, you gonna be one of them people that stop talking to your mother. You know why? Because 50 said this. I remember when 50 was beefing with Cam and Fat Joe and Jada, right? He says something to the nature of, I can give a person the money that Fat Joe make right now, right? I can give it to him. Set him out, get him lit, right? But I'll tell him, if you don't do this, or this don't get handled, everything that you got is gone. So why you think people have the loyalty that they have to 50? Because if you don't be the loyal that he want, you are getting cut off. You're not going to get it. And so a person would rather be in disarray with somebody else than to be in disarray with Fifth just because of what he's providing with a price. Me, I couldn't do business with a person like that. Why? Because it puts you in an awkward position to not be yourself. And if you gotta, and if financial or opportunities granted by that man is controlling you, I can't be a person that a man can control like that in any type of way. And I see that's the game that he plays. He also plays the art of war. He also plays the 48 laws of power. He's a very strategic man. And if you're not thinking 50 to 60% the way he's thinking, you're going to lose. Because when 50 play, he's aiming to 50's aiming to crush you totally. It's one of the rules. Crush your enemy totally. And that's what he do. And he knew. You think 50 ain't know? You think 50 ain't know that Meech was going to get next to Rick Ross? It was inevitable. When Meech was locked up, Rick Ross did the BMF song. So Meech obvious was going to get next to him and thank him for making a record and for mentioning him and this, that, and the third. And 50 just waited patiently just to see what type of move Meech was going to do. Meech always been a boss, so he's always going to move off of how he's going to move. But they didn't know that with Fifth. And once Big Meech made that move to go and stand and take the picture with Rick Ross, he took Lil Meech's career away from him. Lil Meech had great potential of being a good actor, but his fate depended on what his father did. And that's crazy. So when you dealing with a person like Fifth, you gotta know what you're getting into. If you're willing to be exiled away from family and friends and people don't want to be associated with, that's cool. But if you're a person that has their own, they mind of their own and control their own destiny and stand on 10 toes, that's not a relationship you want to get into because it's compromising. I'm never going to compromise who I am or who I mess with because somebody else has a quarrel with them, especially if me and your relationship is business. If you're not going to do business with me, that's cool. But don't try to destroy my legacy. Don't try to destroy what I've built before I met you. You know what I'm saying? And when you dealing with people like that, when you let people in your world, and I'm not just saying 50, I'm saying people per se like 50, that think like 50, that move like 50, because 50 not the only person that move like this. A lot of people move like this. They just not notable, boo. You know what I'm saying? They just not out in the open. But when you mess with a person like 50, you got to compromise and leverage who and what you want to be and how you want to be, because you have no control. Long as your check saying G Unit and you want them continues to say G Unit, he has you under control. You're not gonna say nothing insubordinate. You ain't gonna say nothing virtually that's gonna piss him off. You gonna walk on eggshells. And if you gotta walk on eggshells around a grown man just to do business with them, that's a lot to say about your own character. And that's just how it is, man. You gotta know what type of people you dealing with. I seen the interview with Jeter at the round table. 50 was beating on him. The guy with some power trip shit. Yeah, I seen it. But yeah, that's a fact. But like I said, being around BMF in their heyday and seeing Meech the other day in that footage, it didn't sit well with me, man, because I know Meech. You know what I'm saying? When Meech was out and, Meech was Meech, and I'm talking about everybody's saying his name and people face light up when he comes around. He would acknowledge me. I remember when they were shooting a Make It Work With You video on UL's roof of his building, and then the whole BMF came out. They had Phantoms Park from Edgecombe to Amsterdam. And I came out the elevator and Big Joe and Meech was talking. And first thing Meech said, yo, there my little young nigga right there. Gave me a hug, kiss on my forehead. Was like, you good? Pulled mad weed out his pocket. Here, I know you love this reefer, this weed and shit. And we just kicked it, and Jeezy was there, and Lil Wayne was there, and it was a dope day. Like that was like one of the dopest days I can remember when the Make It Work For You video shoot. UL actually shot that video in the apartment he grew up in. But yeah, man. Social media in the works of the new era. I don't think Meech was ready. I don't think nobody informed Meech how to move coming out, doing the fact that Meech always been a boss, and probably losing touch with the BMF members. He probably wasn't really in tune about how this social media can get you caught up and have a person that's 10 toes or a solid person have you looking like out of place. Even when I was beefing with the goofy TV nigga a few weeks back, it had me feeling embarrassed. It had me feeling like unlike myself, because I don't even be supposed to be worried about peons like that. You know what I'm saying? He's a peon. You know what I'm saying? I ain't supposed to be worried about what people say. I ain't supposed to even be replying to non-truth, non-facts and stuff like that. People speaking on street politics they know nothing about. They weasels, they peons. They never going, they can't walk the streets in New York. They can't walk no way. They got their own pens. People like that on pens, they don't live comfortable. They sit right where they step and repeat behind them with they little whatever behind their little background, and they sit and they you know what I'm saying? Niggas don't. And then when they travel, you know what I'm saying? Then niggas go to whatever they gotta do until back to their hotel room. Niggas like, the internet will fool you, man. These guys is not what you say, what they say. They not who they are. And it'd be like, I'm not gonna throw myself out of character or put myself in a situation to where I have to get lawyers and go to prison because being out of character with some bozo niggas. These niggas be bozos, bro. They be bozos, and they never was popular. They never was them people. You know what I'm saying? Until they got on the internet, they can say what they want. I know the truth. Like anybody that I've been acquainted with, I've been in their towns. I see how people talk to them. I see how people respect them. I see, and these, yo, bro, man, it be crazy, man. That's why it don't pay for me to be controversial on my platform. I'm here to give out positive internet energy. It don't cost for me. It ain't gonna make me nothing. It's not gonna do nothing for my soul to bring negative energy to nobody, because you know what I'm saying? I see guys take shots and they be like, but then I be wanting to get on my platform and give y'all cake sometime. Y'all know that's when I get on but I gotta give pause, and I just gotta look over and think about, but like, yo, these dudes not doing what you doing in real life. In real life, you really get money. In real life, you really travel. In real life, people really respect you. You doing big things in real life. You really pushing the culture in real life. You really did it in real life when niggas was sat away for years and couldn't do nothing. I was living a great life. I was living life, having sex with beautiful women, doing what I was spending tons of money, doing whatever I did, be around, like I had a dream I had a life that you can only dream about. You know what I'm saying? Because I worked for it. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I'm here now, to come here and give y'all my stories and give y'all my endeavors that I went through in the game. And it's all smoke and mirrors. It be smoke and mirrors. None of this stuff be what it seems. You know what I'm saying? Because you can have a #1 record. You can have all the money, all the females, jewelry, cars, crib, but this business will put you in a state of depression. It puts you in a state of anxiety. It just have you up and just like driving you crazy. And that is just keeping you creative. It just wears and tears on your soul. The music business, I wouldn't prescribe getting in the music business to nobody, because this is not for the weak. It's only for the strong. You know what I'm saying? You can't whine about it. You can't complain, even when you supposed to complain and have reasons to cry and whine. You can't. You gotta stand 10 toes. You gotta. This is just what the game is. You can't complain. When you sign up for this music business shit, you gotta know what you signing up for, and what you signing up for is some bullshit from the GOAT. Yeah, the money is profitable. Yeah, you can have a great life. Yeah, but it's a very small ratio of the people that gets successful. It's a small ratio of people that become successful in the music business, because there's so much shade, there's so much underhanded backbiting, backstabbing, underhanded cutthroat business. That's what it's all about. You're not gonna go to no other platform and find nothing informative if you want to know about the music business. Why? Only person you're gonna probably run across that's gonna give you some free game as far as the music business and knowledgeable business is Ray Daniels. Do I agree with everything with Ray Daniels say? No. But he be having a lot of points, and there's a lot of as much as I don't agree with on a lot of things, there's a lot of things that I do agree with him. A lot of artists nowadays is lazy. A lot of artists nowadays is selfish. A lot of artists days, they think it's about them. And don't matter how much you help them, they don't care. They looking for the next lick. I don't care if you helped, you could fed a person. You could have gave him the clothes off your back. But let somebody dangle something in front of their face. They gonna leave you stinking. They gonna leave you and walk past you like they never knew you, like they never slept on your couch, like they never ate out your refrigerator, like you never was there for them. People don't care. They just wanna people wants the spotlight. People want to be stars. People want the atmosphere of people walking up to them and wanting to take pictures, and I know who you are. And there's people are in love with that, and the people that's really in love with that have the most effed up egos. The egos be out of this world. If the best way I can explain it, T.I. the other night in Club Live, all out rate, not classy, just the niggerdom. That's what they want. That's what we call it, the niggerdom. Want to pull a nigga, want to be in his ego because, you know what I'm saying, because he done cut off his hair and going back into this persona of the hustle man and all. Like, yo, Tip, man, you pushing 50 like me, bro. Niggas don't want to see that side of you. You turned comedian, nigga. You got grandkids now. Let's hear about the new endeavors you got. Find a clever way to rap about something of the age and of the time. You trying to go back 20 years to when you was 25 years old. Nah, Tip. Like, cut it out, bro. The ego, people be like this, egos, and I don't care what y'all say. And this is the thing. Another thing I want to say, right? It's this big stigma of East Coast, up north, New York niggas always hated on Atlanta. First of all, we always embrace South music. What are y'all talking about? We always embrace South, Midwest, LA. We always embrace other niggas' music. Don't get mad because we didn't embrace shit that we wasn't feeling. It didn't matter. Y'all did y'all thing, but don't get mad and always put this stigma on New York. Oh yeah, y'all take one incident that happened at the Source Awards and blame New York for that for the last 30 years. Oh, they booed Outkast. I'm an Outkast fan. I might know more Outkast records than a nigga from Atlanta, right? But this is the thing, right? That didn't have nothing to do with niggas hating on the South or nothing. They caught the spillage of the East Coast, West Coast thing. It was so much tension in the room, you can cut it with a knife. The tension was so thick in there, and I wasn't there, but I have actually big bros and acquaintances that was at that awards show that gave me the blow-by-blow tells and the stories that people want to tell and don't tell. They told me, yo, Outkast, they got caught up in the middle of that tension of East Coast, West Coast. It had nothing to do with because they was from Atlanta, because niggas was playing that. I know for a fact, I loved when that Southern Playalistic Cadillac Funky Music came out. I loved Outkast. Everybody I know that loves music always loved Outkast. We always accepted the South. T.I. and them ain't coming to the early 2000s. So it was in Atlanta didn't have that many rappers back then like that. You had JD, you had Criss Cross, you had a few guys. You didn't have too many people. So who was it to hate on? Goody Mob and all them came later. Who was it that for niggas to hate on? Chris Lover, Ludacris, he was on the radio. Niggas was not rapping then. So who? And you got Sammy Sam and all that, but that was regional rap in Atlanta. If you wasn't out of the 4-4 or Macon County or Gwinnett and all that, and you ain't know about them rappers. So how was we hating on something when we didn't know who to hate on? This is what people don't understand about. They always try to put the stigma that we hated on the South, and Atlanta don't have it no more. Atlanta ain't have it in the last 2-3 summers. The sound is in Detroit right now. Much as y'all don't want to agree with it, much as y'all gonna be mad and be like, yo, Casa Bug, and I know when I listen to music, the sound, the wave is in Atlanta. Is in Detroit right now. What Atlanta was looking like, that's what Detroit looking like. They getting rich. They open up all type of business endeavors. That's the new Atlanta. That's the new wave. That's the new wave. And New York been kicking ass the last 5-6 years. We don't get the props because we always had it, but it's been more New York artists popping than a new Atlanta artist, and that's just a fact. But due to the fact of the politics in the radio, in the video media, you don't get to see that, and we always get the bad backlash for things that we had nothing to do with. Like I said, that Outkast thing that happened at the Source Awards, that was spillage, and they got caught in the middle of East Coast, West Coast. That had nothing to do with what they was doing or what music they created and how they was vibing. They didn't have a win in there. You the only niggas from the South in the middle of LA and New York niggas. What you think is gonna happen? Get these niggas off the stage. It wasn't about the music or cause y'all won awards. Get them niggas on there, nigga, it's East Coast, West Coast. This is about us. We the ones selling the records. Biggie and Death Row. Straight up. We booed Biggie for winning Lyricist of the Year over Nas. Facts. Man, we don't come to the down south in Atlanta and call y'all slow. And at one time, y'all was country and slow. You know who turned Atlanta out to the way Atlanta is now? All you see is mini BMFs. That's why I'm doing this segment. Atlanta ain't nothing but a bunch of mini BMFs. Before Meech and them came to Atlanta, y'all wasn't driving them cars they driving. Y'all wasn't dressing the way they was dressing. Y'all wasn't talking the way y'all was talking. Y'all wasn't doing that. Y'all wasn't. No, Atlanta was not doing that. Nope. It wasn't. Y'all was riding Cutlasses. Y'all was riding old schools like they do in Miami. Cutlasses and all that. Caprices and stuff like that on 20s and 24s. Y'all was not doing Lamborghini, Lamb truck, drop BMs, and Kirk Frost too. Shout out to my big homie Kirk. Kirk Frost from Love and Hip Hop, Rashida. He was coming down there in them European whips, early 80s, early 80s, mid 80s, late 90s, early 90s. Like, come on, y'all wasn't doing that. Y'all got y'all lifestyle from other niggas. A bunch of niggas that's running Atlanta like now is not Atlanta niggas. It's a bunch of New York niggas, Brooklyn niggas, niggas all over. The party promoters is 90% New York niggas. The club owners is 90% New York niggas in junction with South niggas. Like, come on, let's not do this. Anywhere New York go, we reign supreme. Don't matter who, because we know how to get next to niggas and get that money. A real official up top nigga. I ain't talking about no bozo or none of these goofy niggas. I'm talking about a nigga that stand 10 turns for him and know how to really get buckle down and get money with niggas. New York on reign supreme everywhere. That's why we not liked and we most hated and everywhere. Niggas in Virginia don't like New York niggas. Niggas in DC don't like niggas. Baltimore niggas. All over. Niggas don't like me because the flamboyant is an error. And me, from being a New York nigga, everywhere I went from Baltimore to DC, I know how to get the love. You just be yourself and know where you at. Sometimes it ain't about where you're from, it's where you're at. And that's the problem with niggas, you know what I'm saying? But before that, before Meech and them came down there and Kirk and all them, y'all ain't know nothing about no BMs with the spoiler kit, BBSs. BBSs ain't no Atlanta thing. Lambos ain't no Atlanta thing. Ferraris ain't no Atlanta thing. Coogis wasn't no Atlanta thing. Tims wasn't no Atlanta thing. JD was watching New York niggas because he was on tour with Curtis Blow and all that from the 80s. So he was adapting style. He was adapting style from whatever he was around and style. And 90 times was saying it was an up north nigga. Then now let's get to the facts about this. Fast fashion in the early 90s and all that. When my cousin was coming up here, they wasn't rocking no shit New York niggas was rocking. They was rocking Duckhead. If you from the South, if you from Atlanta and you was rocking Duckhead and K-Swiss sneakers. Now, anybody from Atlanta or from the South, tell me I'm lying. I'm waiting. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me, y'all wasn't doing Gucci, Nordica, Louis, none of Polo, none of that. No, it was Duckhead. Y'all was doing Duckhead. Nah, y'all wasn't doing none of the name brands that we was doing. Dapper Dan and all. Nope. Not in Atlanta. And if you did have in Atlanta, you was a New York nigga that moved down there, or you was somebody from Atlanta that had up north cousins. Cause come on, I know T.I. little brother, T.I. Pops is from Harlem. Nobody want to remember when they was lame. I'm just telling you. Name a nigga. Yeah, they want to talk about Freaknik and all that. Like, come on, man. And we had Grant's Tomb. You know what I'm saying? And Freaknik started out with a small picnic of schoolgoers that couldn't afford to go home. So they couldn't afford to be going back and forth. So the kids that couldn't afford to come home for the summer, they stayed out there and they created Freaknik. Freaknik was a picnic on a grass line, and then it became something outrageously dope, you know, for the culture. And then, you know, afterwards, you know, Freaknik it wasn't no different from what they do Memorial Day weekend in Miami. And I know, like, even that is whack. I was going to Miami when all three avenues was open, Ocean, Collins, and Washington. Over 1 million people down there for spring break. You know what I'm saying? That's why my platform is dope. I'm gonna give you the visual. You gonna feel like you was in Miami with me when I tell you a story. You can't go no other platform and feel like you was there. That's why niggas roll up, get popcorn and drinks and come to my channel. You know what I'm saying? Because they know the stories is authentic. I have no reason to lie, and I have the proof in the pudding. I have pictures with Big Meech and BMF at that same party I'm talking about. I have pictures. I should have made that the thumbnail. But, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, I come from an era, man. I never did jail time, so I got to see all the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s as far as we at right now. And you know what I'm saying? The game has changed, man. And sometimes you ain't like, man, superstars you know, dwindle out too, man. For real. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing I can kind of compare what Meech is going through is kind of what Alpo was going through when he came home. When he came home, the stage wasn't there no more. You know what I'm saying? The buildings just was gentrified. When Alpo left, 90% of Harlem was condemned. Yards and flat demolition sites and all that. Harlem was condemned. Looking to Paid in Full movie, that was taped in Harlem too. Little bits of it. The other was in Canada, but the parts like Willie Burgers and all that. Look and pause it and look at the background by Willie Burgers. All them buildings is burnt down and condemned. They just built Harlem up in the last 20 years. I remember when 90% of the buildings on 8th Ave was condemned. Man, it used to look like the South Bronx in the 80s. But yeah, man, social media killed a lot of things, man. I ain't gonna front. Social media killed a lot of things. The great days, yep. If y'all want to ask personal questions, drop something in the super chat. Because these words, I'm going to find out a way to make them fun. So I don't want to be all up in the camera looking crazy and all that. Drop a super chat. And if y'all want to ask me personal questions and stuff like that. Keep serving pies. Yeah, man. For people that's asking about the Cash App, I don't never put Cash App. You know what I'm saying? I don't be tripping. But for people that said they want to support the channel with the Cash App is $XORIBEAR. Zori Bear, my daughter's nickname. If y'all want to drop something in the Cash App, can. I don't come here. I come here and ask y'all for subscribers and likes. I don't be asking for the sponsor my channel and all that. I'm getting to mine. But if y'all want to sponsor the channel and help get equipment and stuff like that, that's cool. Y'all do that. Y'all send something through. Like I said, for those that's asking about the Cash App, this is the only people that's asking about the Cash App and actually want to support my merch and just drop something, whatever. It's $XORIBEAR. Got merch for sale. Verses for sale, all that. Interviews. Y'all wanna do some interviews? Hit me up. I'll give you a fair price. I ain't trying to break the bank on y'all, but my time is money, and my money is time, and I have, you know what I'm saying? I've paid my dues in the music business, in the entertainment business, period, for me to be just talking for free. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't even about the money, but all time costs and bills have to be paid, and you know what I'm saying? So, you know, just trying to make it fair, man. Because you got to think like this. People that interview you and all that, they not interviewing you for nothing. Especially if they got a YouTube page, they not doing this and not for nothing. People is monetized. What monetized is money. Monetize. Monetize is just money. You making money off. So if you making money off of it, why shouldn't I? It's simple. One hand watch the other, both hands watch the faith. People don't understand that. Life is not a one-way street. It's a two-way street, and sometimes a four-way street and with a few avenues. People don't understand that. But maybe I talk too fast for y'all to, to understand what I'm saying, but catch up. But I come here for the people that actually want to learn and, vibe and hear good stories and laugh. You know what I'm saying? I don't come here and be joking on other podcasters and saying this. People, like I be seeing these niggas talking about how I look and this, that, and third, and if I get girls and all that. What type of another man thinking about what I'm doing with my Johnson? What are you worried about what I'm doing? My Johnson gets attended to, if you want to know. And badder joints than you would ever lay with. Ever. And this is a fact. Ever lay with. Like, these niggas don't be having no motion. So they try to pick and see if they gonna throw a robot thing. Nah, I don't got no time for them. Niggas is corny. Niggas is lame. Niggas is corny. You're not doing what I'm doing, and I'm having fun with this. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my YouTube channel is therapeutic to me because I can actually come to people and talk and, you know, give out info and have commentary and give my assessment on current events and stuff like that. I should have been doing this. I fell back in a pandemic. I was giving out the stories for free. I wasn't even monetized. I would have probably been a millionaire if I was monetized back then, you know what I'm saying, getting money off my views and all that type of stuff. I'm just starting to receive residuals from my YouTube and all that, so I don't really be tripping off that. But I'm here to build a community, a good positive community where we can grow together, where, you know, to where we can grow the community of conversation. Conversation is good, especially when we can show all the ones that be in the chat trying to troll and do this, do that. All I do is just block you from my channel. If I lose you as a subscriber, I lose you as a subscriber, but you're not going to come here and disrupt any piece that I got. I'll just block you and get you out of here and get a new subscriber tomorrow. Word. See, I done got y'all nobody complaining about the audio. It ain't no static, clear microphone. I got another mic just in case I'm gonna start doing my couch talk, you know what I'm saying? I done invest in the mic sound quality, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, you know, give the people what they need, people what they want. People was like, yo, the static, I love it. I listen to it anyway, but now look, now you got clear audio. You know, got clear audio, got good mics, and I subscribe y'all to go get the DJI mic minis. These joints is just Google it. You know what I'm saying? Good price. It comes with a transmitter and two microphones, wind puffs and all that. Joint charge up. You know what I'm saying? Joint charge up fully. It even charges your phone. You know what I'm saying, when you're using it on the port and all that. But you know, this little box keeps your joints calm. It come with two earmuffs, gray ones, black ones. I put the black ones on because everything black. You know, you have to buy the the connect piece to connect to your phone, but it comes with one if you got the new iPhones. But I have the 13 Max, so I had to buy the other jack for $20. But if you doing content and you know what I'm saying, get you a nice DJI mic mini. These joints is come in handy. It's only it was only like, you know, not even a few $100. You know what I'm saying? Come with a nice little pouch. You know what I'm saying? Come with a pouch. It come with jacks. It come with more wind muffs. You know what I'm saying? Good little carrying bag. Fits in the bag if you want to, you know, do your content. You know what I'm saying? Good money. You know what I'm saying? Good money. Well invested money. You know what I'm saying? Yep, I went to B&H to get mine. They call DJI mic minis. You might can get these joints for like 140, 120. Some places might got for $100. They's a great. Mostly all the content creators that I be seeing, and they be talking in their mics and be having the mics, and they be having DJIs. It's like two versions. You know, it's like, you know, it's dope. It's dope. It's dope. These mics is dope, and I hope the quality good to y'all. Yeah, B&H. Yep, go to B&H. I should get some promo. If somebody from DJI is watching, tell them I did the mean promo for them. For real, so I can start getting some DJI products, you know what I'm saying? I love to do a DJI sponsor, you know what I'm saying? DJI all day, you know what I'm saying? These is dope. These is fire. Solid. Bros, you Steve Urkel, that's how you get up out of here. See, bye. Is your mother Steve Urkel? Or yeah, Yeah, they come in here and say the foulest thing, man. It don't bother me. I've been called everything from Steve Urkel to man, listen. If you know me and you're a friend of mine, you know I can snap very good, man. So I don't be tripping. I got tough skin, man. I come here to entertain. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a real coward and a sucker that don't got nothing to do to just to say disrespectful things to a person that you wouldn't say in their face. Cause I wouldn't like. I don't even be wasting time of energy. I know how to preserve my energy. That shit don't get to me, y'all. Man, listen. We come here to have fun. You know what I'm saying? And vibe. Get some jewels. Get a perspective instead of being so catty and gossipy and always trying to degrade and shit on a nigga name. Like I'm saying, Creed. One of the greatest MCs for sure. I appreciate that. What you think about Paid in Full series? They didn't do the auditions yet, but I hope it's a good storyline. You know what I'm saying? I'm really kind of tired of that because it's just like we done had documentaries, we had magazines, we got movies. How many times y'all gonna tell the same legacy, same story? But I appreciate it because, you know, shout out to Pat Porter, shout out to Laurel, the remaining Porters. Rest in peace, Velma, Rich, Darnell, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to AZ, shout out to the whole mob style, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, social media really put a damp on the BMF legacy of what we once looked at. We can never look down on what Meech did out here. And it ain't even glorifying a drug dealer. It's just if Meech was a Fortune 500 person, he'd be a billionaire because he just know how to he had the gift of gab. He know how to put people together. He put a lot of people together that wouldn't normally even be in the same circumference. Bloods, Crips, Mexicans, whites, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you got to give some man respect and honor at a certain degree just to know how to put people together. That's the hardest thing in the world is to have 100 people on the same accord to get money to represent one brand. And when BMF was a brand, before people really start to understand and know what these guys was doing out here to receive their residuals of their money, it was like BMF was the biggest thing black that you gonna ever see. You ain't gonna see a crew after it or before it did it like BMF. I was there. I went to them parties. Like I was, man, $100,000 worth of singles on the floor. You know what I'm saying? All you can drink anywhere, everywhere they went. They had cars, houses, women. You know what I'm saying? The American dream. You know what I'm saying? And some people are achieving the American dream and a more productive and livelihood way far as being legal and stuff. But them guys set a whole standard of what you supposed to look like if you running a crew. You know what I'm saying? If you running a crew and y'all it's all for one and one for all and y'all go out, that's how you supposed to look. You ain't never, and then like I said, Atlanta right now don't look like nothing but spillage and leftovers from what Meech created in the early 2000s in Atlanta. Meech changed the whole landscape of how Atlanta functioned. You know how many people went broke when BMF got indicted? You know how many strippers went broke? You know how many clubs, restaurants, sneaker stores, clothing. Like when you stop you gotta, when you stop shit economically, you different. Meech, when BMF got raided, they changed the economics of Atlanta. Who's doing that? Shout out to Mr. Ruggs. Mr. Ruggs, man, changed the structure of Atlanta. Yo, you go to Mr. Ruggs weekend white parties, every luxury store got 50% off if you go on to Mr. Ruggs, this, that, and the third. Whole Mr. Ruggs white sections in the mall. When you start changing the economy of places where you live at, and you bringing money to a city, you're different. Don't let nobody else tell you that you're different. Everybody don't attain that type of power and magic. If you can go to a city that you're not from, and economically you bring value to a city that you move to off your know-how and your hustle and bustle, you gotta salute that. All these carrots are divine. You get a dozen for a dime. It's magic. Heard the birds is down to 15. Yeah. Like, look at the economy of that. Like, people that was indulging in crack, not crackheads no more. Nowadays, every block is recycling the same 15 to 20 crackheads that's left. Every block still has at least 20 to 15 loyal crackheads that's been indulging in crack smoke since the 80s, right? So where's all the profit coming from selling drugs? I don't know nobody that's getting rich right now for selling drugs. The marijuana game, different. But I don't know big drug dealers no more. I don't know them. I don't see them. And you ain't supposed to know them or see them, but you really don't know them or see them now if there's anything going on. And the product is so cheap that who's buying it? Nah. Yo, bro. People that I know that indulge using drugs, a lot of them don't use drugs no more. People that was smoking crack from the 80s and stuff like that, you might find a few, but for the most part, I'm from the era where it was 20, 30, 40 crackheads on every block. Every neighborhood was filled with just drug fiends. It's not like that no more. It's not like that no more. I don't know who lied to y'all. It's not like that no more. They just say 700 pounds in Long Island. Yep, 700 pounds of cocaine in Long Island. So I appreciate you, bro. Well, yeah, man. We've been up here 69 minutes, 84 people. Can y'all hit the likes? I just need y'all to hit the thumbs, please. Tap the page, man. So the algorithm, so that I can get into the suggestion box so people can actually watch this live. Come on, man. Send the likes up. Yeah, come on, man. Just seen a few likes go up. Come on, it's 86 people in this joint chilling with me. Should be 86 likes. Come on, I ain't asking if I ain't like I said, I don't be up here having my Cash App ping to be trying to get $1 out y'all or even super chats. If y'all do super chats, that's cool with me, but do the likes and the subscriptions, man. Shit that don't cost nothing. I love DC. The new fiends is the YNs. They're addicted to the pills and the lean. That's the ones that's the and it's so sad because they don't even know what they drinking. They not even drink like they don't even know what they drinking or they popping. Let me tell you this. I be seeing these young kids running around drinking green. A true lean drinker would never. Somebody that really indulged in that lifestyle would never drink that. Never. And they like never drink that. Never. And it's just like, you, what do you think you're gonna get in society when you got low vibration, non-educated youth intoxicated with drugs? What do you think you're gonna get? A recipe for destruction. What do you think you're gonna get with a kid that's on prescription drugs and not even the good ones, the very generic and they're just messing up their insides, the layer of their stomach and all this. And what do you think? They dropping out before they get in high school. They getting firearms. They indulging in street life. They minds is controlled by a certain vibration of music. What do you think is going to happen? Yeah, it's harmful. Like I say, I come. I'm I'm so vulnerable when it comes to like back in the early 2000s, '05, '06, '07, I was indulging in promethazine codeine, which was what the brand name was called Active. I would get it from Houston, right? And I was doing it to be cool. Tasted like candy. But until you get addicted, you don't really know the harmful, like, you know, I hit somebody's cup before. I like the way it tastes. I like the way it feels. I start indulging, but they don't tell you the effects of it. They don't tell you what it really is. It's really liquid heroin. And it's hard to kick. I done seen guys try to kick lean, cold turkey, and they go through withdrawals and stuff. That's why I was prescribed for nobody to indulge in it, but to each his own. But I'm just here to teach and just tell y'all about my ups and downs and my highs and lows of what I indulged in the industry. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of entertainers fall victim to the drugs because first of all they can afford it. You know what I'm saying? And when you can afford something, you want to indulge extra. It's just like a person that loves to eat. If they got money, they gonna eat everything. They gonna eat everything. Shrimp. They gonna eat everything they want. A person that likes sneakers, every drop they gonna cop. They a person that love to go on vacation. They gonna have stamps all through their passport. Anything you do a lot of excessively, it's an addiction, and people don't understand that. And it's just like even with money makes it worse. You know what I'm saying? Money makes it worse because now you can get an unlimited and a variety of things that's not good for you. You get what I'm saying? And I've seen a lot of people fall victim due to circumstances, due to the fame, due to the money. like I said, man, I want to start a actual school about the music industry, not even not only in Q. I want to have business, music business literature, but I want to create a school, or I want to create a seminar to where you actually get to, like, I want to do it like a camp to where you know, rappers, singers, producers, we all go somewhere and we create the atmosphere with the industry, with the music business, and what the industry is. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a I can't really explain it, but kind of like a boot camp. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a boot camp, and you know, set up all type of scenarios and atmospheres of the industry, and seeing if you can pull through them. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, you know, because that, and if we had things like that, we have a super success rate in the music business, because we're doing it educated, we're doing it with some type of integrity and some type of dignity. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to start an etiquette school and an etiquette university of just being in the music industry, not even just learning the business. Of course, you want to learn the ins and outs of the business, but you gotta learn how to be in this mentally. You gotta know what to duck and dodge from, what type of people to be acquainted with. You know what I'm saying? This thing is different. Yeah, the in the belly explains it. Yeah, man, but we've been up here like 70 minutes. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want me to go, if y'all want to have a longer conversation, just let me know. Put some piles. If y'all want to go for about another 15, 20 minutes, put some piles. If not, I'll close out the show. But I enjoy just coming here, just reading some of the comments. I can't read them because I don't be wanting to look all close up in the camera, because these things is real small, but I can see how I can do it now. Thank you for contributing to hip hop. Oh well, I appreciate that. But yeah, so they dropping pies and they dropping, so we're gonna keep continues on talking. And yeah, but man, yeah, social media definitely put a damper on the legacy of Big Meech, man. Shout out to Big Meech wherever you at, bro. I hope everything is good. Hope all is well, and most success into your endeavors and into your new chapter of this life. You free after 20 something years. You know what I'm saying? I ain't see Max since he been home. I ain't see Meech since he been home. I really be in my own world. I really became really introverted due to the fact of what I've been through in life. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just be by myself and build with the people that's worth building with. You know what I'm saying? People that actually got my best interests at heart. You know what I'm saying? And I got theirs as well. It's a vice versa on that. But, you know, some people like this, my platform is to actually show you my personality, the real me. You know what I'm saying? Got my daughter, I got my achievements, I got my daughter, I got my plaques. You know what I'm saying? My aunt, and God bless her soul, that's my motive. You know what I'm saying? I do it for that. You know, I don't do it for nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, happy B-Day Cam. Jewels was, man, Jewels could have been one of the biggest. Like, I don't think even Els knew how big he was at one time. Of course he did, as far as the finances and the money and the cars he made, but I don't even think Jewels really let it sink in how much of a great entity he was to the music business. You know what I'm saying? And all I can say about that is the ills of the game, man. Like, this is a game you can't really prepare for, but you can be caution. You know, you gotta put caution in this. You gotta cross your T's and dot your I's, and stay on top. You know what I'm saying? I remember, like, cause I like to, indulge in, uh, recreational use of smoking marijuana, right? And when it wasn't legal, I used to, my manager, Rosalind Brown, used to always tell me, yo, don't let everybody know you smoke weed. Don't let everybody know you get, you know what I'm saying? Because they'll use that as a witness. They'll use that to cripple you. They'll use that to put wolves, or they'll keep you high. You know what I'm saying? People that find out that you like to do that and they trying to get over on your business, they'll just keep you high. They'll keep you on the euphoria. So kind of, keep, know who to do stuff around, you know what I'm saying? It just put me in a perspective of it's a time and a place for everything. That's basically what she was saying. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here to tell y'all. It's just like a time and a place to do everything. If you're an artist, man, and you indulge in things, you know what I'm saying? Keep it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't really, try to find a way to, keep your business, man, because people will use that also against you. You know what I'm saying? People will definitely use what you do against you. You know what I'm saying? It's been a proven fact. And you know what I'm saying? Some of people's most craziest demises come from them, like from things they say, from things they do, and people just know how to conjure it up and use it against you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I get on here, I try to be careful what I say, and I don't really care about the guys that take shots at me, because I'm not here for them. I'm here for y'all, the ones that actually sit up here and engage with me for hour and 20, 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I appreciate the ones that actually subscribe and actually tune in and comment and tell me what they like. That's why I went and got the audio mics, and so y'all can just have clear audio and not static, and just try to give y'all the best, you know, content possible. I'm gonna start doing some interviews and start giving y'all some original content. My endeavors, where I'm going, vacations, family time. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna turn this YouTube platform I have into my own little Truman Show. I'm gonna give y'all, the insights, the ins and outs of how the world is really, you know what I'm saying? Letting you know I'm regular just like you, you know what I'm saying? Just with a little fame, a little money. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing no better than a regular Joe. You know what I'm saying? I just know how to make mine look better. And, I know how to invest. I definitely know how to save, man. And some more advice, save your money, man. Ain't no time to really be spending no money. If you don't have to spend as less as possible. You know what I'm saying? We're going through some ill times. Buy some gold. Buy some gold bars. Buy some silver. You know what I'm saying? Silver. Do your research. You're going to get you some silver bars, some gold bars if you can afford it. You know what I'm saying? Put some things away, Save something for a stormy day, not a rainy day, for a very stormy day. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, that's basically, I just want everybody to do good. I don't want nobody to be slipping out here, man. Get caught slipping. You know what I'm saying? Just because you ain't pay attention, or you wasn't granted an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people always talk down on people, be like, I got this, yo, you got to give. Yo, everybody ain't granted the same. Everybody granted the same 24 hours, 365, 366 on a year, but everybody don't have the same opportunities. Everybody don't have the same resources. And sometimes we gotta take heed and keep that in mind when we saying things, yo, I got money and y'all gotta do this. And then now, yo, bro, everybody don't have the same resources or the same opportunities. A lot of people was granted opportunities. A lot of people was granted resources. And it's a lot of people that out there trying to create resources and create relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, to that saying, we all got the same 265, we all got the same 24 hours. What you do with yours? Nah, you might have it a little bit easier. You might have a little bit a better jump start than somebody. You know what I'm saying? And me knowing that how the world works, I always tell people that, you know what I'm saying? You don't never know what the next man's going through, but it's the same thing. You got to keep in mind that everybody not granted the same opportunities or the same resources. Yeah, we all granted the same 24 hours a day, but we not granted the same resources. Straight up. But we've been here 84 minutes. I'm gonna close out. Before we close out, damn, we almost got 94 people in here. A couple of weeks ago when I was beefing, I had thousands of people in here. You are an honorable one, real talk, salute, link up, check out my music, salute, 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 link up, peace. You know what I'm saying? Hit me on the DM. I only spend the re-up. That's what you're supposed to do. Whatever you need to do, that's all it's all about. And sometimes people don't understand re up ain't always got to do with narcotics and drugs and weed. Re-up, like I re-up on merchandise, I re-up on supply, I re-up on blanks. You know what I'm saying? Prints, you know what I'm saying? And I tell a person, if you ain't got like, you want to start a business, I tell people they don't work for everybody, but it can work, man. Get you a little 15 by 15 heat press. Get you a little Cricut machine or Solar Way, anything that cut vinyl, or you can go buy you some DTF prints and start you a little business, man. All it takes is one person to believe in you, man. You know what I'm saying? It only take one person to believe in you, and that one person is you. You know what I'm saying? It only take one person to believe in you. Sometimes you just gotta get up and do it. You know what I'm saying? Figure out you create you a hustle. You ain't got a job, create you a job. You ain't got a hustle, create you a hustle. You ain't got no money, go get you some money. And that's the easiest way I can tell you. They gonna tell you, we got the same 24 hours a day. Says, what you doing with your time? Nah, like I said, we all don't have the same resources or opportunities. So for the ones that don't have the resources or opportunities coming their way, create your own opportunity and your own resource. Yeah, they get busy in Erie. They get busy everywhere. I miss the Vantberry soda. I never had that soda in my life. But like I said, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Another live with Uncasa. This is the exit of the social media in the BMF Big Meech legacy, man. I think it has something to do with it, and I also think it was a couple of self-inflicted things. But at the end of the day, man, you know, stay sucker free. Stay on your toes, man. Do your research. At anything you want to do in life, you can do it. Don't let nobody stop you. It only take one person to believe in you, which is you. You know what I'm saying? Become your own motivation. 100.